Story 1 Confessions. I found out my husband was living a double life. From a restaurant waitlist. This happened 6 months ago, but I still wake up wondering if it was all a dream. Or a prank. But no, it was just my entire marriage unraveling over a dinner reservation. I, 31F, was married to Alex, 35M, for 4 years. Together for 6. Met through mutual friends, fell in love fast, got married within a year. He was charming, attentive, and had this calm, steady presence that made me feel safe. We didn't have a perfect relationship, but it felt solid, like we were growing together. Alex worked in IT consulting, which meant frequent travel. He'd be gone for 3 to 5 days almost every other week, and I never really questioned it. He always FaceTimed me from hotel rooms, sent photos, even brought back souvenirs. I joked that I dated more of his passport than him. Anyway, here's where things got weird. I'd been trying to get us a reservation at a new high-end Japanese restaurant that had opened in our city. You know the type, 6-month waitlist, $200 omakase, trendy interior. I signed up for the waitlist months ago and basically forgot about it. Then, one day, I get a call. "Hi, is this Mrs. Sinclair?" "Yes. Just confirming your party of 4 for this Friday at 8 p.m. at Aozora. We have you down under Mr. Alex Sinclair's VIP profile." Pause. Now, here's the thing, I never used Alex's name for the reservation. I used my own. I didn't even know he had a VIP profile. And why 4 people? I said there must be a mistake, but the host insisted. "No, it's definitely Alex Sinclair. We've confirmed with him by phone." He said it's a family dinner. At this point, my stomach started turning. I politely thanked the hostess, hung up, and did something I never thought I'd do. I snooped. I logged into our shared laptop, nothing unusual. Then I checked our phone bill. And there it was, a frequent number, not mine, with hour-long calls almost daily, especially when he was traveling. I googled it. The number was registered to a woman named Jessica Lane. No business profile, just social media. Instagram was private, but her profile picture? Her holding hands with Alex. My Alex. I clicked her Facebook, public relationship status, engaged to Alex Sinclair. I stared at the screen for probably 10 minutes. Heart racing. Numb, sick. I couldn't believe it. I created a fake email account and messaged the restaurant asking to update the family dinner reservation and request a cake that said, "Congratulations on your double life, Alex." Don't worry, I never sent the cake order, just dark humor coping mechanism. Then I packed a bag, left the house, and stayed with my sister for 2 days. When Alex came home, I confronted him immediately. No games. Just, "Who is Jessica, and why is she your fiancé?" He turned ghost white. Like, corpse white. At first, he tried to lie, "She's an old friend, it's not like that, you're overreacting." Then I showed him the screenshots. And he broke. He confessed everything. Jessica was someone he met on a work trip. He claimed it started as a fling, then spiraled. He somehow built an entire parallel life. Separate apartment. Separate circle of friends. Even her family thought he was single. He had been living 2 lives for almost 2 years. He said he was planning to end it, and didn't know how to tell me. I asked how he was planning to end it if he was engaged to her. He had no answer. I filed for divorce the following week. What haunts me most is how casual he was through it all, like he thought I'd eventually understand. As if I'd been the one living a lie. Since then, I've had to untangle every piece of my life. Joint accounts. Mutual friends. Family expectations. I had to explain to my parents why I skipped our anniversary dinner and why Alex won't be around anymore. The kicker? A month after I filed, Jessica messaged me. She said, "I had no idea you existed. I thought I was the only one. I'm so sorry." She also said she'd broken off the engagement. We've never spoken since, but weirdly, her message helped. I still don't fully understand how someone can divide their time, their emotions, their entire identity like that and sleep at night. But I guess I'll never get those answers. And to think, I found out because I wanted sushi. Story 2 Confessions. My fiancé secretly tested me to see if I'd cheat, so I failed on purpose. I, 28F, have been with my fiancé, Dylan, 31M, for 5 years. We've been engaged for a little over a year now. Until recently, I thought we had one of those rare, solid relationships, we're both ambitious, supportive of each other, and communicate really well. Or so I thought. About 2 months ago, I noticed Dylan acting weird. Not in an obviously suspicious way, just off. He started asking me weird questions like, do you think you're easily tempted? Would you ever cheat for revenge, like if you were cheated on first? Do you think love means never testing someone's loyalty? I'd laugh it off or tell him I didn't get the point. He'd always say, just curious, babe. Then came the kicker. I manage a small art gallery downtown. It's a quiet gig, and I'm usually alone during weekdays. One day, this guy walks in, around my age, ridiculously attractive, very put together. He walks around for a bit, asks questions about the exhibits, and then says, this might sound weird, but would you ever be open to getting coffee sometime? I was surprised, flattered, even, but politely declined. I told him I was engaged and showed him my ring, just to drive the point home. He smiled, said, lucky guy, and left. The next day, he came back. He brought coffee and said he felt bad for catching me off guard. He stayed and chatted a bit, never inappropriate, just charming. He seemed genuinely interested in the art, asked thoughtful questions, and even mentioned Dylan by name, saying, your fiancé's taste must have rubbed off on you. That's when I felt the first twinge of suspicion. I never mentioned Dylan's name to him. Ever. So I did what any confused woman would do. I stalked him online. His name was fake. His social profiles were thin. The only thing I could find was a blurry photo from a local marketing event tagged years ago. But then I saw the name of the creative agency he worked with. It's the same one Dylan freelances for. He doesn't work there full-time, just contracts, but it was enough for the puzzle to start clicking. So I waited. 3 days later, Mystery Man comes back. This time, he asks, be honest, if you weren't engaged, would you go for someone like me? I smiled and said, probably, his eyebrows raised. Then I said, but lucky for me, I am engaged to the guy who hired you. He froze. Completely deer in headlights frozen. I said, tell Dylan he can come get whatever answer he was looking for himself. He stammered out something about how it was just a harmless experiment, and he wanted to test the strength of our relationship. I told him if that's how Dylan defines trust, then maybe he's the one who failed. That night, I went home, calm and quiet. Dylan was already in bed. I didn't blow up. I didn't scream. I just said, so, how much did you pay your little actor friend to hit on me? He sat up like he'd seen a ghost. To his credit, he didn't deny it. Said he was feeling insecure lately, because his ex had cheated on him years ago and left him blindsided. Said he needed to know I wouldn't make him look stupid. I asked him if he would have told me if I hadn't caught on. He didn't answer. I told him I needed space and stayed with a friend for a week. He's since apologized. Profusely. Said it was a one-time lapse in judgment, that he loves me, and that the test was actually a gift, because it showed him how loyal I am. But it didn't feel like a gift. It felt like an ambush. I haven't called off the engagement, not yet. But I can't unknow that he's the kind of man who would rather set a trap than trust me, the irony. If he had just asked me what I'd do if someone hit on me, I would have said exactly what happened. But now, even though I technically passed his test, he failed mine. I still love him. But I don't look at him the same way anymore. And I don't know if I ever will.